Hey, let's tag some of these people up in here real quick.
Tag them with a left, right.
See what we got going on. Get a share something over here. So let's share first to public. Leave that there. Let me go on up in here. God, the birds out there singing this morning. Go ahead.
You heard them?
Yeah, you know I got my window open, so you know how that
Oh, was that your birds?
go.
I thought that was out here.
Yeah, trees right here near the window, so they out there join. Yeah. Oh, they having church
Man,
out there or something.
I believe. I thought that was out here.
Let's see what we get. Just a couple of cats here.
Whoo. Boom,
I don't
boom,
know if
boom.
they're doing it big. I don't know. He might be selling it big.
Who there?
Now
Everybody.
I said maybe Auburn. I don't know. I said Auburn been posting some pictures.
Oh, yeah. When we live at like midnight again?
What the bro doing?
Out in these streets, I guess.
Let's see. I don't know what happened. I'll tell you what. Let's just do this here. Anybody jump on it, jump on. If not, and we're gonna do it just like this. I think like Caesar up.
You'll see. You guys alert on. He will be here in a second, I'm sure.
All right, I just threw a few out there. We'll see if any of the bros. What's up, Caesar? What's going on? Well, well, well.
Yeah.
We are back on this ish again. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are back. Um, and we talking football today, Caesar. We are talking football today. So we're gonna kick off this here NFL season, and it is what it is. But yes, as Mike said, I have to. I'm gonna wish you happy birthday again. Yo, so you know, this is our first NFL show of the year. The NFL is basically here, my brother. And first of all, how you feeling this morning, and how you feeling about football being back?
I am, I feel okay this morning. I feel okay. My brain is overloaded with a bunch of randomness, which some of, I guess, we can discuss at some point. But I'm all right. I'm all right. NFL is back this week. 4 days away, we got the first game.
Mm.
7 days away, we got the first weekend or the first Sunday. Oh man, it's about to get hectic. QU hectic.
Yeah, it's lit all the way around. I've been enjoying these college games over the past week, especially yesterday. We got a full shot of college games, man. So I've been peeping those. Been doing a few drafts. Got two drafts this evening.
Mm,
So
two.
got two this evening. I got with my bro Fred, who's in our Deep Pockets League. I'm always in his personal league. We getting down this evening. Then of course the Godfather League itself, SBP is drafts tonight. So
Yeah.
we're going in strong. That'll be going on during the Florida State LSU game. So I'm real hyped about this here evening, man. Yeah.
I, look, I said yeah as if I'm in it or something. Yeah, I'm excited
One
for
of these
y'all.
years, we're gonna get you in there. You might not like it. We gonna get you in one of these years. Um, but I'm shout out to Tim. Tim gonna hit me up this morning. He's hype already. Yeah, he messaged me this morning, so we ready to do some draft things. Um,
Word.
and then I got a couple more drafts later in the week. But just before, I think we got one tomorrow, and I got one the night. I think it's I think the group, the free league, is either tomorrow or Wednesday. I got to mix up, but I got two more after the two tonight, so and I'm
Mm,
good to go.
we're gonna be locked in.
Locked in. That's what I do. That's what
That's
I
what
do.
I do.
That's what I do. Track record speak for itself. Only person in SBP to ever make it to both Super Bowl games in the same year, and I stays there. You know what I'm saying? I stays around that flirting around that Super Bowl championship type thing. That's what I do.
Word.
Yeah, so I'm nice with it. Hoping to win that big money over in my auction, my live auction league. Told you I shut some smack talkers up last year and won me some money. One third, neither one of them even got in. Period. They didn't even make the you know what I'm saying, they didn't even make it to the final. So or the either win the championship game. So yeah, I'm about to do. I got a real good squad as well. I feel real good about what I the people I auctioned for a couple of weeks ago. So I'm right. I'm right.
Word. Sounds fun.
Yeah. So I went out and took some chances with the money, and that's exactly what the Denver Broncos did. Your boy Russ just got paid. They give that man a 5 year, $245 million of them things. And I'm sorry for all those that's out there, all those folks that's out there was hoping, but Sarah ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they mad. They mad. Man, I don't even know what to say. That's beautiful. I love it. I love it for Russ. Russ, dedicated himself to Seattle. Took them to what, two Super Bowls, right?
Yep.
Um, won one, should have won the other one. And even throughout the years when we said they had no offensive line, the run game might have struggled, he still managed to keep them afloat regardless of the situation. Almost every year, they were always in the mix in some type of way. Almost every year, and guess it was about that time. It was about time for him and Pete Carroll to part ways. Carroll stays on, and we'll be in the struggle without Russ. And Russ moves on, and people are expecting big things from Denver.
Yeah, he went over and did his thing. People in Seattle, some people were talking kind of greasy about him, think he didn't have it anymore. Some people just saying him and Carroll won't get along anymore. Some people just flat out ain't believing him anymore. But you know what? God did. And yeah, so Russell over here in the toughest division of them all, getting paid and about to get out and do his thing. With a team that I think if you're gonna go to a team, I think they've got a lot of the right tools in place. And we're gonna be talking about them a little bit later when we get down to breaking down or giving our predictions at least anyway for each of those divisions. So, um, but yeah, but you know who's got to feel a little salty right now?
Who that?
Lamar. Like Lamar Jackson been trying to get this paper for a little bit. All off season he been talking about it. Then he got quiet and then asked him questions and he bring up a few things about how he should be getting paid. And I can't say I disagree with him, man. Like I understand that Russ got a Super Bowl and Lamar has it still in his young career. But damn, the brother did just win an MVP back in 2019. He even got a and shoot, Russ ain't never even had a vote for MVP in his 10 years, whatever, however long he's been in the league. And your boy Lamar been on the daggone Madden cover. I mean, I don't know.
It
Russ
got to
ain't
count
never
for
got no
something.
Madden cover. Like so, I mean, yeah, Lamar to be a little salty right now.
I'm not mad at him at all. I'm not mad at him at all. That man said, "Pay me what I'm worth, or let me free." And it is what it is. I feel like Baltimore's like, all right, let's see if he can last one more year and not get hurt. If he lasts one more year, then maybe we consider. He's like, nah, bro, y'all not gonna keep dragging me out, throwing me out in front of these people, and just waiting for something bad to happen, so I'll be worth less. I feel like that's what they're doing. They're dragging it out to see if something happens. Like let's see how long he can last. Moving around and running around and avoiding hits throughout his career. Let's see how long this can last because we don't want to pay him and then he get that one hit and then we late.
Keys was good. Hey, yeah, man, they playing a dangerous game because these contracts coming up, keep coming out. People getting paid. You're waiting, and they're probably going to have to end up selling out a little extra because whatever happens, he gonna get the money, whether it's there or somebody
Somewhere,
else. But
somewhere.
I think most of us believe that they're gonna come to a resolution at some point. But yeah, the Ravens are going to pay handsomely though.
I'm not mad if Lamar makes them pay to the extreme at this point. Like y'all want to play with me, Yeah. Y'all gonna pay. Yeah, y'all gonna pay. If y'all gonna drag this out, y'all gonna pay. I'm not mad at it.
Get
And
paid,
like you
young.
said, he
Here
gonna
to
get the
get
money from
paid.
somewhere. He gonna get the money from somewhere, whether it's you or not. So that's on y'all.
Pay young, here to get paid. So it's coming. It's coming. I think the most intriguing, one of the most intriguing things we're going to be watching this NFL season. I know it's heavy on my mind, but we have two of the game's elite quarterbacks out here losing their top weapons. Of course, Aaron Rodgers lost Devontae Adams to the Raiders, right? So it remains to
Crazy.
see what's going to happen, how much is that's going to affect that offense. I mean, it's some of a big deal. I don't know if you realize this, but 80% of the pass plays were between the two of them. 80% of their offensive pass over the past few seasons. Yeah, 80%.
80?
80%
That's a
just their
crazy
pass.
number.
And
That
then
is crazy.
Patrick Mahomes no longer has Tyreek Hill. Who do you think losing those guys affects more, Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers? Um, what you think?
Who does it affect more straight up?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers. 100% for me, Aaron Rodgers, because, well, with the stat that you just mentioned that I did not even know, 80% of the pass plays went through, uh, dang, I don't understand. 80%?
Yeah, I read that. They said 80% of the pass plays, I think, was over the last, was it 3 seasons, 2 seasons, whatever. It was within the last 3 seasons. Yeah, they said about 80% of the pass plays.
Trying to carry the one to figure out if
Times
my
pass.
math, yeah,
Yeah.
times is times squared. I don't know. I don't understand that number. That's crazy.
Factor in the
Uh,
touchdown theory and all that.
Pythagorean,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I don't understand that, but yeah, I think it affects Aaron Rodgers more just because we got to find a new guy. He needs a guy. He always has a guy, regardless of if they're top player in the league or if they're a guy that we see as a regular old receiver and he turns him into a top player in the league or turns him into a go-to guy. Um, on the other side, I feel even though we know the effect that Tyreek has on an offense and on a defense game plan, but you still got field stretchers. It's not the same. Don't get it. I mean, I'm not trying to say uh, Tyreek Hill is dispensable, but you still got field stretchers. So there's that. For Aaron Rodgers, you had the guy, route running, hands, all that. So you had the guy as opposed to Kansas City having things that Rick did from other players. They can get things that Rick did from other players. Not the explosiveness after the catch and all that, but stretching the field, at least you got that from a couple guys for Kansas City. So I would say Aaron Rodgers is more effective.
Key said that going back, I think we were talking about Lamar. He said he could see Seattle making a play, and that probably would be a move for him if he could keep the receivers they got. The problem is, I just don't think it's just going to be that easy. I think it's a small chance that he's not a Baltimore Raven outside of them not wanting to bet him, like Source said, and they have like a crazy injury, and then when they got to sit back and rethink this thing, you know. So, but we've seen things happen, and we've seen things. So I'll never say never. I mean, I might get the Bleach Report breaking news one day, after the season, and they in talks or whatever. But I think he's gonna get paid. But yeah, but Key, Seattle, I could see him in a Seattle uniform. They just about to get him right, you know.
Yeah,
They just
that would be kind of crazy. Seattle has had a share. Maybe this is where kids is coming from. Seattle's had a share of black quarterbacks in recent history for real. As far as backups, we've had a couple. So maybe that's where the idea came from. I'm not mad at that kid.
I ain't mad at all myself. Um, let me see. I remember when Aaron only threw to the right side of the field because of Richard Sherman.
I think about that often. I don't know why. with Jordy, because Sherman had Jordy 1-on-1, and Jordy had uh no chances. There was no passes thrown to him
Right.
in one particular game.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy to watch how both of these quarterbacks go through the season, losing a major piece of what they had offensively. Um, but we had a lot of stuff to go, to change hands. A lot of players change teams, and over the offseason. Is there one outside of Russell Wilson that really sticks out to you that you think could prove to be the biggest offseason acquisition? Is it one that you can think of?
The only one that I really care about is AJ Brown. Like, I mean, that's all I care
Big.
about.
That's
That's a
big.
big deal, and it will give. I mean, there's no. I don't want to say excuse. I don't like excuse, but there's no. He has an option. Jalen Hurts has a major option in the receiving core, and if he has a chance to flourish, if there's a possibility of him flourishing even more than he did last year, then it's with a solid number one, and it could be a big deal. It could be a breakout year for Jalen based on having that upper echelon option on the outside. So AJ Brown,
I agree, but I hope not, but I hope so. And what I
right?
mean by that is I have a thing about it's hard for me during my football drafts to draft NFC East players um, that don't play for the Dallas Cowboys. But I recognize what could be. So I think last night in one of my drafts, I did draft AJ Brown, but he was sitting there. I'm like, man, what these guys already got? How explosive my offensive core could be. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take this one. I don't think I could have did it if he was a commander. I don't care if it was Randy Moss over there. I like to win money, but I can't do it. You know. I won't pull the trigger on the Washington player in fantasy. I'll mull it over if it's a Giant or an Eagle. Then I might say, you know what, I'm gonna do this thing. But I can't do it if it's Commander. But
Wow.
yeah, but I got AJ Brown last night.
Not even Carson Wentz.
Come on, bro. Come on, son. Come on. That ain't happening, man. That ain't happening. But yeah, I think I got him as my third receiver, man. I ended up with Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and then AJ Brown. So yeah, I'm ready to tear up something.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Easy, look, it ain't personal. You already know. You already know. Talk about some come on. Caesar wants us to go ahead and say it and stop messing around. He said Khalil Mack is undoubtedly the biggest off-season acquisition. So he said stop playing with him.
Okay, Caesar, you stick with that. In fact,
J.C. Jackson joining is big though. Caesar, I give you that. I mean, both of those are big.
see what's going on
Um,
over here.
I don't know. I'm gonna stick with for me. I'm going to. I was about to go Vaughn. That defense was already strong, but that's going to be crazy over there. But I'm gonna say
Mm-hmm.
Devontae. I think it's Devontae because he's going to the best division in football, the division that's going to be under the real microscope or be in the spotlight because those games are going to be fire. But the most competitive division, and if Carr's going to continue to ascend into a quarterback that people want to start flirting with him in that top 5 or 6 at some point,
Right.
you know, this could be the
This
thing.
is
We
it.
saw what Renfro did down the line last year. Yeah, you
That's tough right there.
put him on the other side, and then you might can get Waller to go back to maybe having the season he had a couple of seasons ago. I think Devontae is one of those players that may be a deciding factor in this who actually wins that division. So um, it's real, man. It's real. One more, man, before we start picking some divisions.
Right.
What player do you think got the most at stake coming into the season?
The most at stake. It might just be the guy that I mentioned a minute ago, Carson Wentz. Um, I mean, it's easy to say Baker Mayfield and just be like, it's Baker Mayfield. Like, it's win or die. Well, not even win or die. Play well or die. You might see Baker hanging out with Johnny Manziel next September if he's terrible. They might just be together. I don't know what they're gonna be doing. Commercials probably because people will still hire them for commercials. Why is that? I don't want to talk about it. But they still have options. They'll still have options, even if they're together in September. I think I'll go with Baker. I'll go with Baker Mayfield. I'm not gonna count this first game. Whatever happens in this first game, I don't even care. I'm not even chalking it up to,
That's gonna be
you
fun.
know, what's going to happen in the future because the game has more chance to be the opposite of how well or bad that he plays for the rest of the season than it does if he plays well. He plays well the rest of the season, so it could go either way for Baker. So I'm gonna go with him just because that leave the door open. That's the exit door from the league might be open. I don't know. I might be exaggerating a little bit, but yes, Baker Mayfield.
What's up, man? Um, yeah, look, to me, regardless of how that game goes, I think that was still it's pretty dope though as far as we getting that game the first week of the season.
Yeah.
Even though there's not gonna be a Deshaun Watson, but there's still a revenge factor there. So hey, if you're gonna have some, a dope game of some games you really want to put on the schedule to open the season, that's got to be one of them. You know what I'm
True.
saying? So yeah, I would say Baker. I'm gonna go with Baker's obvious, but so I'm gonna throw another name out there, and that's gonna be Jameis Winston. And the reason I say that because Jameis has had his highs and lows, and now he's at a point where he's coming back off a major injury, but he still has the keys to the car. He's got the keys to
Mm,
the car at least for another season. So I think how he plays this year could say a lot about his future. Not that I mean that he doesn't have a great year, he's going to be out of the league. I don't think that's the case. But as far as him fighting to be a starter for a franchise, whether it's with the Saints or someone else, I think it's a big season for Jameis. And I'm not talking about they got to make a deep playoff run, anything like that. But he has to play well. And I think for him to do that is set up perfectly because he's got a nice compliment around him. You couldn't ask for a better situation, to be honest with you, that he's been put in. So I think a lot of it, most of it is going to be all on him. So I think Jameis Winston has a lot at stake coming to
mm.
the season, and I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for
That's a good
Jameis.
one. That's a good one.
So we'll see. But let's get into these divisions, man. Let's get into these divisions, and we ain't got to get super deep. But if it's something you want to say about a certain team, whatever, let's just talk. I got a few hits here.
The
Yeah.
Cowboys stink. Oh, we're not
No,
to that
we,
part.
we,
My
ain't get, we,
fault.
ain't, we, ain't, we ain't got to. We started in the AFC, sir.
My bad.
You and Keys, y'all can hold that season. Y'all can wait for those. So, yeah, we're going to start with the AFC East. Of course, we know the Bills won that division last year, won in 11 games. Um, with the Patriots actually right behind them last year, 10. People got to remember, Bernice's Patriots actually won 10 games last year. So I think it's going to be
They were your
interesting.
Patriots last year.
Huh?
They were your Patriots last year too.
I was just giving them some respect, man. I, I've never been a big Patriot fan other than Madden. I used to run them on Madden back in the day. That was one of my squads. Lloyd Malloy, Tyler. But they ain't my squad. But I was just giving them a little respect because you meant that you was gonna disrespect them. You ain't like it. You ain't like it. So what you think? So it's the Bills to lose?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking to Bills for the last couple seasons, and for good reason. Like they showed up and showed out. I mean, last year they ran through squads, especially lower from mid to lower squads. They dragged, and it made them look even better than they were probably. But the Bills are tough, top to bottom. Uh, I don't even have to say a lot about the Bills because I'm gonna mention them again later. So
Yeah, the Bills gonna be fire. The addition of Von Miller, get that man 6 years. He say he intends to fulfill all six. So we'll see with
that'll
him
be
playing the
interesting,
chicken chaser. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever makes you great, you do your thing.
right?
I ain't even mad at you. I think they're the obvious choice. They just gotta try to avoid those hiccups they had last year because you remember they lost to a struggling Steelers team and to a
Jacksonville.
Jaguars team.
Mm.
Yeah,
That
so
was so. I don't even know. I don't think I lost the pool on that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was a low point. Not a pool. It was the. It was the. Like my 5 game
mhm.
joints. Yeah.
And I think, I mean, and I'm not saying that any team can't lose anybody on any given Sunday, but what I'm saying is when you're trying to win a division and determine playoff seeding, they're not the type of teams that you really wanted to lose to. You feel me? Like that's on my resume. Yeah, such and such. But you lost to the Jags, bro.
Hmm.
But you lost to the Jags. Um, Most intriguing team to me though is the Dolphins. Um, the Dolphins thing is intriguing because all eyes on Tua. We probably should could have included him with a lot most at stake because the big knock on Tua has been the fact that he can't throw the football deep, right? And he's got burners, but he can't
I
throw it.
don't. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, Prime. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
It's disrespectful. That's
How
disrespectful.
you feel?
I think I
Tell
taken
me
it.
how you feel.
I think I take it personally because in the flag football world, it was always said I couldn't throw the ball down the field, and I'm left-handed as well. So I'm taking it personally because I know he can do it. And if they pick their spots, they got the weapons to be able to go down the field. Plus, he's not going to have to go down the field all the time. He's going. It's going. Miami going to get busy on the offensive end. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all ain't got to believe it. You gonna see. I'm believing. I'm believing in the Dolphins offense. Yeah, that sounds weird, but yes, I'm believing in the Dolphins offense.
Y'all write that down.
Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a no.
Yeah, the addition of Chase Edmonds at running back. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm with you because I don't really believe that. Now, granted, with that speed, you want to try to utilize it deep. We know the beauty of a Tyreek Hill is and that man can catch the ball 6 yards down the field and make noise, right?
Exactly.
That connection that Tua established with Waddle last year was special. I was out there touching records. I really like their offense. I don't have a problem about a question about their secondary at all. Now we can go up and down that defensive line a little bit, nitpick. Maybe the linebackers is something nitpick a little bit. I don't think it's anything major, but I think they're pretty solid. I mean, when they got to 9 wins last year,
Right.
yeah. So they're pretty solid. And I'm actually, and I mentioned this before. Now I'm a little skeptical, but I was kind of excited, believe it or not, to kind of see what the Jets was going to do this year. Like I wasn't expecting nothing big. They won 4 games last year, but I was waiting to see the improvement. Zach Wilson struggled a little bit in his rookie. Yeah, I mean most people. And you would struggle with the Jets as well, but they've taken some major hits on offense, of course, on the offensive line, and they signed Dwayne Brown to replace, Mackay. I heard some other guys are nicked up, so uh, but I was really hoping and looking at the Jets. I said, man, if they can make a 2 game improvement, I mean, the Jets actually winning 6 games would be like news, like for real. Like
Right.
the Jets winning 6 games would be news. So um, I'm not going to jump on any predictions on them anymore, even though I am excited to see if they can get the running game going because Brees Hall is real deal. I kind of wish he could have ended up somewhere else, but Brees Hall can tote that rock, bro. So watch him. He can snatch that job away from Michael Carter. If he's not the starter when we start the season, I guarantee you Michael Carter won't have that job the entire season as a starter. Brees Hall, the real deal, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be peeping at the Jets. Yeah, so
Well, I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have the Jets. I'm gonna stick with the other three. Actually, I'll tell you that my pick for the division is Buffalo, and my I'll give you a second place. I'm gonna go Miami second.
it'd be crazy. Them and the Patriots both finished second with 10 wins. Right? Because crazy, like 9 and 10 last year, 9 for the
Hmm.
Dolphins, 10 for the Pats last year. Um, so it's not gonna be anything exciting about the Patriots. It's gonna be the Patriots. So they'll be watching the evolution of Mac Jones, and just go from there. I mean, Belichick gonna be Belichick. So I still think 9 or 10 wins is in the cards for them again. Um,
Respect.
so AFC West. Let's just go on to it.
Mm.
AFC West, undoubtedly the best. division. I mean, it is what it is in the football right now. And we could legitly have, and I was telling this, I want to tell you, I was on another show. I think it was probably little brother Juwan at Geek Vibe Sports. We were talking about this, and I told them this is a division that could legitly have all four teams with a winning record,
Hmm.
right? This could legitimately happen. We can be if there's going to be one of those divisions again, like we've seen in the past few years, where there's going to be at least one, and you never know. It could be two teams could mess around and win about 10 games and don't make the playoffs. This would be the division for it to happen in, like for real. Cause this is crazy. I mean, I'm still rolling with the Chiefs. Sorry, Caesar, to win this division, even without Tyreek Hill. I think the things that they brought over, they're not going to replace Tyreek, but I like Juju. And, I don't even like Juju Smith-Schuster. But now I
Mm-hmm.
guess I got to like him because you know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes, right? And I think them putting him in that slot is going to make him extra dangerous because that's where he did most of his damage, and especially in the big
True.
year that he had with Ben, was in that slot. You bring over Valdez Scanlon, and Packers fans would tell you, well, he ain't this, that, and the third. Well, we're just going to ask, they're going to ask him just to go deep. He can run, you know. And if Nicole Hardman ever had a time whereas he could he's going to get a little more tick, this is it. This is it. So Kelsey going to be Kelsey. So I don't have any real problems with them other than the fact I got questions defensively. And we saw that in the playoffs. I think the front four is solid. I'd roll with their front four just as much as I would roll with anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Nandi, Clark, Jones. I'm with them. I get a little scared when I get beyond that front four, though. So Patrick going to have to sling it because it's going to be some of them games that he's going to have to win. Some weeks it's going to be some of them 35 to 30s. Then they'll play well defensively for 2 weeks, and it'll be another week he's going to have to win 38 to 35. But I am rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs to win this division again.
What a time to be alive.
Man, I got to like Juju. Darn.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Come to grips with
Dog, it's going down in this division for real. It's a head scratcher. Because I think you could say any team and give a legitimate argument.
reach.
I do believe that with the power across the board and the loss of Tyreek,
Chris Robin.
Chris Robin, what up? I think the Chiefs take a step back, bro. I think the Chiefs take a step back, and the division is close. And
Doing a cha-cha.
while it pains me to say this, Russell, I'm sorry. Uh, should I say it? I guess I gotta say it. I'm gonna go with and I'm gonna throw it back. San Diego Superchargers.
I hope
I'm gonna
Caesar.
go with the Los
Oh, God.
Angeles Chargers.
Are you
I'm
saying
so
that?
sorry.
Hold on. Stop. Are you just really saying that so Caesar leave you out of all of the memes and stuff that's coming? Because he got a phone full of them. He got them waiting.
I think he
Got
has
an
an extra
iCloud full.
phone. He has an extra phone just with memes. He don't even use it, and he pays full price. Just on the side, he just got an extra phone with just memes in it. But no, I am, you know, Justin Herbert. I rock with Herbert heavy, not as much as you rock with Mahomes, but I think he's a very good quarterback. And I did find it interesting. I'm sure you found it interesting that he was what the 40th ranked player in the league, according to the NFL Network's
Mm.
rankings poll, whatever it was. And Tom Brady was number one, but their numbers were very similar. That was crazy. But anyway, yes, here I am in front of the congregation stating that Caesar and I will be on the same page when it comes to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah,
They're winning the AFC West.
you're from the congregation. I believe you took two offerings too. I think Caesar paid you. Say that.
You know, I did kind of watch that video of the preacher in New York when he got robbed,
Come on.
and I I'm not saying I took pointers. I'm just saying I watched the video.
He on some old First Sunday. Um, uh, Key said that that was just a belated birthday gift for Caesar. He said that's what you were doing for him. Cliff, what's up,
There it
brother?
is, Keys. There it is, Keys.
Nah, I think the child is legit. It's just all about with them. It's just about staying healthy. And I know you say that about every team, but the proof is in the pudding. Keenan
Mhm.
Allen nicked up every year. Mike Williams has had his injury problems. Austin Eckler, one of the most frustrating fantasy football players to own because you
Yeah.
love him some weeks. Austin getting those catches out the backfield. He running, he rocking. Then he get an alert. He's limped off the field.
Hand down, man down.
So if there is a team offensively that you really, really got to watch when it comes to injuries, it's them. But yeah, they put it all together, man. You got to like them, especially that defense is going to be fun to watch. My guy Derwin James can keep, if he can stay on the field, he just got that money. Khalil Mack, Bosa, it's going to be fire. So Mahomes and Carr and Russ, come on, Russ cook, Russ run. Like it's going to be crazy. By the way, Russ don't have to cook anymore. He's got the world famous chef. Probably paying the dude about 10,000 a day. Ain't no thing. Pennies on
Light work.
light work. It's light work. But yeah, and the Broncos. We're gonna be watching the Broncos though. Like I say, Russ is there. If he went to a team that I think has a breakout star, I'm still riding the Javonte Williams train like I was last year. They lost Patrick, but Courtney's, Sutton, Judy, which you brought up a lot last year. I like that offense, man. Those are gonna be the best games when they come on. Man. Those games, I wish we could. I didn't even pull the schedule. Do you remember what anybody in the comments remember what the night game is on Thanksgiving?
Ooh.
Is it? Is
I,
it? It's not
I
an AFC West game, is it?
I can't remember. I'm looking now though.
Somebody look it up because we ain't gonna get it in the first two. But I would love to have. It would have been nice if we could have had an AFC West game as a night game.
I feel like it's not though.
And my feelings the same. What I think about it.
I feel like it's not even a fire game for real. But let me see. Buffalo, Detroit, Giants, Cowboys, Patriots, Vikings.
I have some interest in that. It ain't super fire, but I have a lot of
Right.
interest in that. So
I thought it was worse than that. I thought it was a worse game than that.
he thought it was like the Jags and Falcons or something.
I thought it was
Jags and
like I don't know. I
It's
thought it
from the
was the
games I
Toronto
still play.
Blue Jays,
Jags and Texans.
Toronto Blue Jays, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know what I thought it was.
Yeah, so very interesting division. What Carr gonna do with that new weapon, that beautiful toy over there? So that black and silver toy. That's like it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be so.
shots gonna be fire. It's gonna be like what was the conference they used to have like crazy scoring?
Mhm.
I don't know. Probably. I mean, it's gonna be Loyola Marymount, but four of them. Four Loyola Marymount's.
Yeah, so yeah, but we're gonna see Russ cook over there. That defense. I like the secondary, of course. I like the secondary. Sertain. Um,
Oh yeah.
I wanted him so bad, but I'm glad we didn't get him because I like what we got instead. But your boy Ronald Darby is
Hmm.
over there. Kareem Jackson. They're gonna be pretty solid in that second. They're gonna have to be. You dealing with Mahomes. You over there. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with Justin Herbert. Gonna sling that thing. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So, but you riding with the Chargers to win the AFC West, and I'm going to learn to like Juju Smith-Schuster. Y'all pray for me, and because I think he's going to be good for 8 to 10 scores at least, and he's going to help that cause. And I do believe that Packer fans will be like, "Well, then Scaling ain't do that with us," because he's going to be very productive. So I believe that's going to happen. I'm still rolling with Mahomes. Just
Respect.
they won 12 last year. Maybe it's only 11. I don't know, but I'm still rolling with Mahomes in that one. AFC North, the home of one of the Super Bowl participants from last season, and the team that actually won it last year, the Cincinnati Bengals. Um, And yeah, I'm rolling with them again. Doesn't look like that injury from Burrow is too serious. They bringing back a ton of players, so it's no secret on my end. I'm staying with the Bengals.
Heavy, heavy. I think the Bengals surprised people last year. Um, but even when people started to believe, you still couldn't stop that offense. You still couldn't stop that combination. Um, I want to say they fall back a little bit just because, you know, when you have a first year quarterback, not that Burrow was first year, but when you have a first year quarterback and then you get the tape on them, that second year things start to change a little bit. Defense would approach it in a different manner. Well, Burrow was in his third year. He was injured part of his first year. So it's kind of like he was in his first full, I mean, it was the first full season, right? So
Mhm.
uh I I'll stick with Cincinnati though. I'll stick with Cincinnati. I'll stick with Cincinnati.
Yeah, I agree with you. They could fall back. I'm just scanning the rest of the division is the problem.
Right.
Because so the Browns, we all believe with Deshaun Watson. I mean, they won 8 last year. At the minimum, that was probably worth another 2 game win, two to 3 games, maybe. Definitely two. There's no way that they're not winning at least 10 games with the cast that they had if Deshaun Watson was quarterbacking. So I mean that is what it is. The problem is not that,
However,
and that's not to shade Jacoby Brissett, but he's not Deshaun Watson. So um,
he black.
the Ravens. We don't know how disgruntled, like we were talking about. Lamar is about his money. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at it. They will be asking a lot of Rashad Bateman. He lost Hollywood, so really it's going to be the Lamar and Andrews show. J.K. Dobbins is going to have to take over, but it's just a lot of questions there. Whole lot of questions there for me. And then it still is the big question. So there's two big questions. First of all, who's the quarterback? Because when you look at the depth chart, of course, it has Trubisky listed 1, has Mason Rudolph listed number 2, and they have Pickett listed 3. But if anybody has watched Kenny Pickett from in the preseason, especially some of the tapes we've been seeing too from the training camp, a lot of
Yeah.
people calling for Pickett to be the quarterback like right now.
Mm.
You know, could the young era, like years ago when Big Ben got there, they really liked Kenny Pickett. So, and then I did see something. I think it was through ESPN last week. There are actually teams calling to inquire about Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Um, so some teams need I guess they need a steady backup. Shoot, we could use a backup. I don't know how steady, but we could use a backup. But yeah. So this is going to be very, very interesting. But you mentioned, the only question I had about us picking the Bengals would be did they patch up that O-line even more, keep Burrow, on the ground. They got a heck
Yeah,
of a kicker. That offense, Mixon had one of his strongest years ever. Chase is Chase. I don't see a decline from Chase.
at all.
Higgins, T. Higgins did work and wasn't getting the shine that he was supposed to should be getting because everybody was so enamored with what Chase was doing. Um, Hayden Hurst comes over at tight end from the Ravens. I don't think they lose a whole lot at the tight end position. I just think that they have less questions than anybody else in that division. That's the reason I'm gonna stick with them.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Um, yeah, Mason Rudolph. I mean, the door's open for him to move on if Pickett can play well. It seems like other teams, like you said, other teams are interested. So that would not be I mean, it's a nice piece to be able to hang out there for Pittsburgh. So maybe they
I
make a
don't
move
think it's
sooner or
even a
later.
question of if. I just think barring a crazy injury in Pittsburgh, I think it's just when. Because
Uh, or
look,
maybe
Trubisky or
maybe
not,
when. Uh,
Trubisky or not, unless Trubisky just comes out and has some type of near MVP performance, Kenny Pickett is being groomed to be that guy in Pittsburgh.
I think well that's like I said, that's a nice piece for Pittsburgh to have just 3 weeks in when somebody goes down. Like, hey, we got Mason Rudolph over here. What y'all willing to give up? So that would be a nice thing for Pittsburgh to have. And It's Mike Tomlin. So I'll never bet against Mike Tomlin.
Indeed, indeed. I think the Browns gonna have to run it hard. Chubb gonna have to get more than 15. I know they like that split with him and Hunt, but Chubb might
Yeah.
need to touch that thing maybe another 5 to 7 times a game. So they're gonna run it hard. You know,
Showbrock.
poor Amari Cooper. I'm sorry, poor Amari Cooper. But here's what it is. AFC South last year won by the Tennessee Titans, 12 wins.
Hmm.
I don't know about them 12 wins this year, bro. Matter of fact, I don't even know about them winning the division. But I'm gonna let you go on this one. What you got in the AFC South?
That's it right there. I meant to mention Ryan Tannehill in my list of people, not whose jobs I'm lying, but who have something to prove this year. It feels like Tannehill's always got something to prove, especially after coming from Miami, came to Tennessee, uh, and when he started, we played well. And of course, we gave a lot of credit. We, general public, gave a lot of credit to King Henry being in the backfield for Tannehill's success. And but
Down
even
with the
when Henry
king.
was even when Henry was out early,
Do they play that?
Tannehill still
Do they
played
play that at the
well.
stadium?
That's a good question. I've
Down with the
never heard
king.
it. I've never heard it,
That'd be
but they should.
no, it ain't country music, but darn,
Yeah, you can't mess around in Tennessee too tough unless it's 3 6 Mafia. So I don't know. Unless they do a remix down with the King featuring 3 6. Um
or Dolph. Yeah.
or Dolph, respect. Um yeah, so you got Willis over there, and you know the people are excited about Willis, generally speaking. Um, but I don't know. Your man's is in a division now. Your man's from ATL shouted. ATL Matthew coming through like the Woo. Sorry, Wu Tang, no disrespect. Coming through like the Woo, which would be an improvement. I guess it'll be an improvement overall, actually, to Indy. Man, and then your man's in the backfield might get a little more space, as if he needs more space. Does he need more space? Interesting. I hadn't really thought about that actually. I hadn't really thought about um, Matt Ryan being able to spread the ball out and throw the ball down the field, blah blah blah, and giving your man's a little more room to operate. Hmm. I'm not, that's okay. Okay. Uh, I mean, obviously, I know that you love Jacksonville, and I think you have Jacksonville winning the division. Is that right? That's
Oh,
right.
you already
Yeah.
seen my paper.
I thought I synced something. The camera kind of bent down towards the paper, and I thought I synced.
Jags, boy. Y'all sleep on them Jags.
I'm just saying. But in this moment, oh man, I guess I'm going Indy.
Interesting.
I guess I'm going Indy.
Well, while Source gets his thoughts together, I want to say the doors of the church are now open. Church, I see you. What's up, bro? He said he right on time talking about them Titans. Um, let's see what he got. Says still number one in the AFC. 6-3 without the King. Told that Rock. Um, 3-6 performing at the stadium to start the season. Is that true? Or that's just is that true? I can see it though. I can see it represent. Is Gangsta Boo gonna be with him? Oh, it facts. Okay, okay. Hey, I might have went to the game just to see that. I wanted to go to the Cowboy what's the name game, but anyway, um,
I've seen 3 6 live. It's wild. It's wild.
um,
So I'm in Ohio.
yeah, the Colts, man, Matt Ryan coming over there. I think that it does open up some things. I mean, we might see some shades of that early Marshall Falk over there with Jonathan Taylor. I'm trying to tell you. Jonathan Taylor, 1,800 yards rushing last year. And I know everybody say, yeah, but if King Henry, when they got hurt, King Henry would have won the rushing title. No, that's probably facts. But you know what? 1,800 yards ain't nothing to sneeze at, bro. I don't care. That's almost like, and I know you can be like, he had to throw the Cowboys. We're gonna talk about the Cowboys anyway. But
You said it 5 times already.
that's that's almost like when people throw that argument in about Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith. I don't think anybody doubts that Barry Sanders may be the greatest running back ever if he hadn't retired, right? But do people understand that even if Barry Sanders would have ended up with the all-time rushing title, that Emmitt Smith would still be number 2 with seemingly nobody going to catch him? That's crazy. That's crazy. Nobody talk about that. I'm not going to debate on whether or not Emmitt was better, right? But he would be number 2, and there's a very good chance that nobody's ever going to overtake him for number 2. I'm just saying. But anyway, back to the AFC, South, and all-prime performer Jonathan Taylor is that dude. I got them winning it this year. Only won 9 last year with Wentz. They had a few injuries at the receiver. Expecting big things from Michael Pittman this year. So I'm going to roll with the Colts. But you speak of the Jags.
I did.
Trevor Lawrence. He got to show up, man. Now, granted, they didn't trade a couple more of his pieces away. But then they brought over Christian Kirk. But he got to show up. He's got his boy running back. He's back from injury, who we're thinking now that he's probably going to be the starter. Travis Etienne. I think Etienne's going to get busy. You might be like, how you going to get busy on that team? Well, shoot, James Robinson was looking dope, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be a nice 1-2 punch, but I think it's Etienne's job to lose, I believe. So I think they're going to be tough. And then the Texans. I do think that we see an improvement from Davis Mills at quarterback. His coaching staff really seems to like him. He was like 16-11 on TDs and interceptions last year, but they really seem to like him. He don't have a whole lot of weapons. I love seeing Brandon Cooks go deep, though. I love seeing him go deep, you know what I'm saying, on the Red Zone channel every time you look up. So that's going to be interesting. Looks like they got a new running back, Damian Pierce, is going to be the starter. Marlon Mack got cut, so we're going to be watching that. But I think the Colts overtake the Titans this season. Who's, I guess, their best receiver in Tennessee now going to be with Robert Woods. He ain't no slouch, but he ain't no A.J. Brown. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's tough. He said he ain't no A.J. Brown.
Source wants to know, Church, Source told me to ask you, did Tannehill go to any quarterback camps this summer? That's what he told me to ask you. He didn't want to ask you himself. I ain't gonna do it.
Church, no, I ain't say that. I'm the one that was hyping up Tannehill. Sure.
Man, he might be up out there. I like Malik Willis. I don't care. He look. I know the coach wanted to pass the ball more, but I like what he was showing with the legs in the preseason, man. So I don't know.
I question Malik Willis's judgment because he went to Liberty. That's all.
Did you see what Church said?
No.
He said, he went to counseling. Ain't a lot of love, but Tannehill got to show up. They trying to run him up out of there. So
prayers up.
It is. So we both going with the Colts, right?
Yeah, looks like it.
All right, let's jump over to the NFC. That time.
Well, it looks like it's NFC. Anybody question, we had 3 out of 4 the same, and the only difference was the AFC West.
Paper, man. I really had the Jags winning the division, but since you spoiled it, I had to switch it up.
I know. That's fair.
Anyway, the NFC East. Your squad, my squad, both playing this division. My squad, Dallas Cowboys, won this division last year by 3 games. You won 12 games last year. Eagles won 9, Giants 4, and the Commanders actually won 7 games.
Commandos, but anyway.
This is a big one because I do believe that most people believe it's a 2-team race. I think it's
the Giants and the Commanders.
Yeah, the Giants and the Commanders. Either one of those guys will win this division. Psych. This ain't the Marvel universe. We're not dealing with alternate
Bizarro world.
realities and all that. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not happening. It's between the Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. I told you before. I think Jalen Hurts is gonna have a big season. Big move for y'all picking up AJ Brown. Smith's gonna be out there another year. Goddard is legit as they come. Only real questions y'all really have is who is gonna be the running back on the field every Sunday. Did you get bit with that injury bug right much, um, especially from Miles Sanders? But I think Philly gonna be tough. The Cowboys. I think it's gonna be the Cowboys. I think they're gonna be good. The problems are going to come. One, they have still yet to solidify that offensive line, and the Tyron Smith thing, which you good for him missing 4 or 5 game season anyway, is crazy. Because now looking like the only way that you may see him even on the field this year is possibly is if the Cowboys make the playoffs. Um, and the receiving thing is crazy. CD, this young in his career, goes on to be the #1 receiver. There is no Amari Cooper. There is no update on Michael Gallup other than the fact that they do believe that it's a possibility that he could touch the field within the first 3 games. But how effective is he going to be? So I think there's going to be a lot of Dalton Schultz action between him and Dak. And the running game, which was a question last year, to me don't look any better, especially with what's happened to the offensive line. So I'm still taking the Cowboys. But what I think happens this year, I don't know if they win 12 games now. I say, they're going to win 12 at the beginning of the season, and everything started happening. And that happened. They're still bringing back that defense. But I'm going to drop the boys by 2 games and put them at 10, which is exactly where I have your Philadelphia Eagles at 10. I'm just taking the Cowboys in a tiebreaker, and this will be the first time in, what is it, like 18 years that they have back-to-back. It's something like that, back-to-back NFC East champions.
Well,
Cuz, you think we win at 14? I ain't mad at you. I take it.
oh, Jay said that.
Yeah, Jay said 14. I ain't mad at him.
Jay said 14 out of 13 games, though. So, he's just overshooting the shot.
Cuz, I ain't mad at you. I take it. I'm skeptical right now.
Yeah, I'm skeptical on the Birds yearly unless it's right there in my face, heavy. And, I, mm, I'm not ready to put all my eggs in the Bird game basket when it comes to just speaking logically on who's going to win the division. Chances are it is a 2-team race. Who knows what Washington's going to do day to day, let alone season to season. Like, there's no telling what the Washington football team, and they ain't played no games, so they're still a football team at
They
this
shouldn't be
point.
allowed to play no more until they get a new stadium.
Well, then they never going to play because they refuse to move. Refuse to move. They said, we ain't going nowhere. We bad boys for life in the city of, well, I can't even
But
say
couldn't
DC
find a
because
spot
they're
in
not in
DC
DC.
before the people in Maryland kicked them out.
Yeah, they ain't got no spot in DC. Ain't no spot. Better take
That
that
about building a joint
Virginia.
in Virginia. Did you see that?
Yeah, I was about to say, better take that joint in Virginia and keep it moving. And don't wait around. Don't wait around. Don't wait till the last minute. We ain't nobody's third option. Not that we really want y'all here. I'm just saying.
I'm saying.
I'm just saying. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown. It's a beautiful thing, beautiful idea, concept. We're gonna see what actually happens with it. Smith can get busy, get a little more space with AJ on the other side. I'm looking forward to that. I just need some consistency from Jalen Hurts. Consistency. That's all. That's all I need. I like the way the secondary is holding up, building up,
Yeah,
especially with the latest pickup from New Orleans.
I know.
We'll take it. And you know what? Just because we need a little controversy up in here, I am taking the Dallas Cowboys to be second in the division. That's right.
I was like
Third
almost
game,
even there.
win the division. Throwing it out there.
Okay. Yeah, I see 2 10 and 17s at the top of this division. The Giants, Randall's Giants. A lot of interesting things. Add Daniel Jones to the list of people who got a lot at stake.
Hmm.
He's going to have to show up. And they got a lot of receivers. And granted, they've had the injury bug too. And I saw more recently that there's been some teams inquired about Darius Slayton. There's been quite a few teams. So they are really trusting Galladay to come back strong. And they're actually trusting, from what I'm seeing, Kadarius Toney to possibly be the starter on the other side.
That'd be nice.
And he had some flashes last year of what he may be able to do. So Giants are going to be
Oh,
interesting.
I want to just mention, since you mentioned the Giants, I just want to say thank you to the New York Giants for not allowing the Philadelphia Eagles to get Galladay as he left Detroit. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate it. We already had Jalen Rieger, so I did not need more problems. And I like Galladay, like Galladay. So thank you.
Kayvon Thibodeau, they dodged a major bullet with the injury with him, and I think this is a guy just like, I don't want to say I want to put him on the level with Parsons, but I think this is a guy that's going to wreak havoc. I think they might have a winner along that defensive front with Kayvon Thibodeau. So, do the baller, man. I think he has a chance to be the real deal. And then you
Mm,
mentioned the Commanders. You know, prayers
Commando.
up. I'm glad Brian Robinson wasn't, more seriously injured. Looks like he's okay. But they were
Right.
really banking on him to actually be the starter. So now they're reverting back to Gibson, who's had his fumbling problems. You know, up toting the rock. Wentz, how many stops is Wentz going to have? Um,
Hmm.
they'll get Chase Young back at some point. I was sad to see him go down last year. Much as I don't like the Commanders, I like ballers. He balled. Um, so I think, I don't, 7, maybe 8 wins now. The question again, they won 7 last year, but yeah, I think the Cowboys and Eagles top this division, both at about 10-7. Uh, I get the Cowboys a tiebreaker.
You mentioned Chase Young. You just reminded me, like my oldest daughter, when she was at Virginia Tech, cheering, her teammate's brother was dang, what is what what is my man's name? Lord, for the Dodgers. I shouldn't even brought this up because I can't even think of his name. I'm falling apart, Brian. I'm losing my mind, my memory, and
That's,
I'm looking at
both
his
of us can't be
face.
doing that, man. I already do that.
Bruh, Chris, number 3.
Taylor,
What? Thank you. Jeez, I'm losing my mind. Chris Taylor's sister was my daughter's teammate at Virginia Tech.
word up.
At Cornell, my youngest daughter's teammate is the god sister of Chase Young.
Word up. So
I'm like, it
that's
just
dope.
clicked in my brain just when you
That's
said
dope.
that.
All right, so there you got it. Source got Philly. I got them boys. We gonna see. Ought to be interesting. Um, Notice I only put one team in the prime time spotlight on opening day though.
Because
Everybody be
that's
watching.
because that's because more we don't do political. I'm sorry. Never mind. I keep that.
All I'm gonna say, and you'll find out, especially when we get to next week and I pick. Shout out to the schedule makers, I will say, because if you go up and down week 1, it's pretty fire. There's legit. There's always gonna be a couple of duds, but I don't care. It's football. I opening day, I'd watch. Y'all laughing. I'd watch the daggone Jags and Texans. I don't care.
Absolutely.
Football.
Absolutely.
But it's really legitly 7 or 8, maybe close to 10, but definitely 7, 8 really good games to start the season.
Oh, and shout out to my wife. Now I don't have to jerry rig my phone to watch NFL Red Zone on television. We got the NFL Red Zone as of a couple days ago. Thank you,
Let's
Jesus.
go. Let's go. LFG and all that. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Right.
All right. NFC West. NFC West. Uh, the chief representative is the team that actually won the Super Bowl last year. And they are coming back even more stacked. no, there is no OBJ, but they're getting Allen Robinson, which you know is one of my guys, and
Hmm.
Bobby Wagner added to the mix. Already strong squad, right? Didn't look like the injury to Stafford is too serious. They say it's actually an injury he suffered. He had the same injury last year to some extent, so he's used to dealing with it. The Rams are tough. I think the real question is the Cardinals won, and we don't talk about like the Cardinals have to be one of the least talked about winning teams. Like, this team actually won 11 games last year
Hmm.
with Kyler Murray missing either two or three, and then they just kept things chopping right along. They're gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see with him back, him satisfied, him getting that paper, how close they can come to the Rams. Because all people remember, man, they kind of fell down towards the end of the season. They fell down and still won 11 games, right?
Yeah,
Very interesting. The 49ers, just questions there at quarterback. We know how good San Francisco can be when they get things going. Um, whether it's pretty or not, but when they get things going, they can be formidable for everybody. They were right there with the NFC Championship. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. And then, of course, I don't think a lot of us expect much from Seattle, but it's very, very interesting division. How you see it?
yeah. It is a very interesting division. Like you said, not looking for much from Seattle. That's a good reminder about San Francisco. And we got the quarterback switch. And I heard somebody that's I don't know if it was a famous person or a player. Somebody called Trey Lance Stu Lance the other day, dog, in an interview. And I was like, so, or they called him Trey somebody else. Either way, they said his name wrong, and I found it to be hilarious. I don't know why. But anyway, new quarterback, new situation,
We
um, putting a lot of pressure on that young man's back. We're gonna see if he can withstand the pressure. But I think it comes down to the big two. The big two. It's hard to say the big two and then be talking about Arizona. Like, that sounds
crazy,
odd,
right?
right? But it is what it is. Um, I am heavily in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. Um, I mean, I just feel like they're not going to take any steps back. It'll be hard to go forward from Super Bowl, win, but
Especially
I
winning
feel
a
like
few
they step.
close games where they did, like they could have
Yeah,
went either way.
especially earlier in the season. I think when he lost that early joint to Arizona, right? Because Arizona was 8-1.
Yeah,
I feel like Arizona was like 8-1, and we were talking about maybe it wasn't 8-1, maybe it was like 6-1, and we were talking about if the Rams hadn't lost two games, we would probably have them as the number one team,
hmm
and then Arizona, we had Arizona number one because they had proved it. Um, See, I remember some stuff sometimes, very little, but sometimes. Um, but yeah, I'm leaning towards the Rams heavily. Like, if I had to go to Vegas and bet all eight divisions from my strongest thought to my weakest thought, I probably have the Rams second as confident as them winning their division.
I like that. I like that. Cuzzo asked for a bold prediction. Actually, Cuz, right at the near the end, um, we're gonna throw out a bold prediction. I got one too. Um, and
Is
no,
it BOLD or BOWL? I just got to make sure I'm right.
bold, bold, like bold rock.
Oh, oh, okay.
Um, nah, Key, we ain't being biased, man. But y'all, what we going to next? Key's talking about 11 wins for the Commanders. Anyway, 11
What?
wins over the next two seasons. How about that?
11 wins, like they win their job on a play. Like a player wins, like he beats the block or picks up the blitz. What is he talking about?
You just said 11 wins, but you gotta like the dude's enthusiasm, right? So
Wins, WINDS, blowing wins. So it's gonna be windy at 11 games.
Key's got a PlayStation 5. That's what he talking about. I'm mad.
Got him.
That's what he talking about. Um, but yeah, the West, it's funny. I'm still rolling with the Rams, but the Cardinals thing is funny because if If, and it's a big if, we say that about all 32 teams, they can just hold it together. They held it together for the short time that Kyler was gone. At some point, they'll be, what was it, 6 games? So they'll be getting D Hop back. They've added Hollywood Brown, which will probably be the deep threat, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
Zach Ertz has had a small resurgence. He's perfect. He's perfect for that offense. And he's got to keep Connor the touchdown machine, but he stay on the sideline. That's what's crazy. Stays on the sideline throughout his whole career. But what I do like what they did, they went and got a comparable backup if we're talking about these red zone situations, and that would be
Right.
Darrell Williams.
Yeah.
Darrell Williams, we know him from playing with Mahomes and the Chiefs. You can say what you want, but anytime they call on Darrell Williams will be that guy. He'll make 1 or 2 plays a game. He got that key first down on third, and it was be 3rd and 16. Chiefs just decided to dump it off. Maybe give it a punt to play. The dude get 17 yards. He be the guy that score inside the red zone. So he's the type of guy you want to have backing up a player like James Conner. So I think that was big there. Um, so they just gotta just get through weather the storm a little bit, and then we'll just see what happens, man. We'll just see what happens with this squad. I still think they're gonna be just as good. They put up almost 27 points a game last
Cuzzo was in the building. You got any thoughts you want to share with Cuzzo on
year.
the San
49ers.
Francisco 49ers?
That's funny. I was about to get to the 49ers. So it's about this quarterback battle. So you were talking about the young quarterback. I think they did a masterful job of masking this thing, really. So they've got everything lined up perfectly. Yeah, say all the right things. Yeah, we believe in Trey Lance. He's our guy. But the second something goes a little bit left, at least for this season, you can be like, well, you know, we believed in him, but such and such happened to hold. And we still believe in him, whatever. We just feel like this time, right now, we don't want to stunt his development anymore. We got some things to work on because he's going to be our quarterback in the future. We're gonna go with Jimmy G for a little bit and blah blah blah. And you got him in house.
Mm.
I ain't mad at him for doing it, but I think from everything I've read out of the 49ers camp is that Trey has not been as impressive as they hoped he would be as of now. There's a lot of questions, and we're saying this now. Trey could turn into a all-world quarterback at some point. But the word that's coming out and I don't like to use the word sources, but I go to the reliable stuff, the people I can trust. And I'm a Twitter person, not a people, but I'm a Twitter person. I know who I can listen to and who not to listen to with verified account. This is the word that's coming out. Not that he's been horrible, but a lot of the coaches felt like he would be a little bit further along at this point in the end. Well, you got Jimmy G right there, and you got Jimmy G right there for a team that can contend. I mean, they can contend for this division. They definitely can make another playoff. And they can definitely go deep in the playoff. Especially as long as you got Debo, Mr. Swiss Army Knight. So respect to the 49ers, man. I think they're gonna be right there again come playoff time. And I think they're gonna be a problem for anybody they will have to face. Including the Rams.
Prime, have you ever watched? Have you ever spied in on the group and just read the captions? You know, the captions that come up as we speak.
Yeah, what's up?
It's hilarious, just the the way they convert some of our words
Oh yeah,
into
I
other
saw
things.
it. I'm like, okay. I like what it said when I said you said bold, but I said bold. My joint came up there big, but yeah, it is hilarious. Yeah, but respect to the Niners though. I mean, we're talking about a division that's going to have multiple teams again, right at the thick of the playoffs. Whereas we felt in the AFC West that there's legitly 4 teams in the AFC West that we could be looking at some point. Wouldn't be surprised if any of them made the playoffs, and we feel really good, definitely about 1 or 2 for sure.
Right.
This division has got 3. Nobody's expecting Seattle to be there. It's just a matter of how Seattle looks, really, how they look.
Mm-hmm.
Have they really decided on the quarterback? Because I was saying something the other day, whereas they were saying they were going to roll with Geno early. Then I read something somewhere else that said, hold up, not so fast. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out come Sunday next week. But
Drew Lizzle, that's your guy.
Seattle at the bottom of that division, of course, we all expect that.
Right.
All right. Um, NFC North. NFC North. I'm gonna shout out Keys on this one.
Mm.
I'm gonna go ahead and state my case early, right?
Oh.
Because I know some people gonna look like I'm crazy, right? Keys said that the Vikings were gonna win this division. Keep in mind the
Oh.
Vikings ain't win but 8 games last year. Packers waltzed through that joint with 13. I'm gonna ride with Keys on this. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I'm gonna take the Vikings to win the NFC North this year. And granted, I know the defense a little weak, and I feel kind of funny saying it because I actually think that the defense may be the strength of the Green Bay Packers this year, right? Their defense is actually gonna be pretty solid. But you know what? Around here, in Kirk, we trust.
Mm.
Kirk gonna shut y'all up, man. That man ain't throw double digit interceptions last year. He was slinging. It was like 33-7 or something like that. Go back a couple years ago. In Kirk, I trust. I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings to win the NFC North this year. I said it.
Wow. He said it, y'all, with his whole chest. All
Oh,
right. I respect it. I ain't mad at it at all. Put it out there. Say what you got to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you mean to say. All that. Um, and y'all know, I am the uh, Kirk Cousins defender out this joint. Forever. Forever. However, I can't do it, bro. I'm gonna let y'all have that one. I'm gonna go ahead and stick with these Green Bay Packers myself. Uh yes, Detroit. I can't even say shout out to Detroit because they let Jalen Elliott go. Respect. Um, yeah, and Chicago, yeah, yeah. Anyway, Minnesota, it's a two-team race. If there is a race, it's a two-team race. Once again, as we talked about in the NFC East, I cannot bet against the cyborg. Can't bet against the cyborg. How you gonna bet against a cyborg? It's a cyborg. Like I don't know how you could do that. But if I was to do it, it would be with someone like Kirk Cousins, who I love. Hey Kirk, call me. No, I'm just joking. But for real, Green Bay Packers drag the division once again. Dragging. Without Devontae Adams.
It'll be interesting to see how not that I doubt that he can do it because we know Aaron Rodgers is gonna find a way. I actually think that this is the year that they turn it up just a little bit on the running game. It's not a bad combo to have though. Aaron Jones, Dylan, like that's a nice combo to have. While he figures out what's going on, because right now he really got with Lazard, he got the old man and Randall Cobb. He's got some young guys that I like though. We're gonna see what Christian Watson is about, and Romeo Dubs, however you pronounce it, been real impressive in this off season. So when he figures out who his guy is, or do we see the evolution, a different guy? Well, you know what? I'm gonna get out here and just start slinging this thing to everybody, and he gets those guys in line because he's been real critical in the public about the guys dropping footballs to the young guys. But and I think that defense is going to be good. Um, but I think while he's figuring that out, I'm looking for Minnesota to get a couple of game lead and hold on. And yeah, Kirk gonna be swinging that thing, right? Um, the Lions are the Lions, but they won 3 games last year. I do think DeAndre Swift takes the next step. I love what he brings to that squad. T.J. Hawkinson can become a top-notch tight end if he really had the right person throwing him the rock. And then my man that came through last year. Who's that? Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last year, no touchdowns the first 10 games. He scored a touchdown in 5 of the last 6 games. He really came on. They've added a couple of pieces to take some of the heat off him, the receiving core as well. So I don't know. If they would have won maybe another 2 games to get to 5, I wouldn't be surprised. And it is what it is. Aiden Hutchinson, I talked about Kayvon Thibodeau with the Giants. I think Aiden Hutchinson was a nice pickup defensively for them. And that's it. Only thing you come in with the Bears, man, is Roquan Smith looking at the front door, bro. Like, he wants to go. He wants to go. He wants to get up out there. They won't move him. But ain't much talking about the Bears. Hopefully Justin Fields can impress some people, take the next step. But yeah, I'm rolling with the Vikings. Weak defense and all.
I respect it. Can't be mad at that.
Justin Jefferson is that good.
That's why you're doing it.
Like that dude, man. I like that dude. Our last
I'm still mad, just for the record. Oh, you know, another reason why I would not pick the Minnesota Vikings is because they have Jalen Reagor. Okay.
That man ain't gonna eat, man. Him and KJ Osborne gonna eat in that middle. All right, I said it. Let me see.
I hope he in your FanDuel lineup.
I don't know about that, Keys. I don't know, bro. Keys said he don't see the Packers even making the playoffs this year.
That's dope, Keys. We should have brought Keys on so he could make a bold prediction.
He should have. Come on, bro. But that was pretty bold right there because they're gonna make the playoffs.
Keys out here.
Pretty or not, they're gonna make the playoffs. Last division, NFC South. Your boy Brady is back again to try to run this thing. Bucks won it by 4 games last year, winning 13. The Saints were right behind them with 9. Is there anybody but the Bucks this year in that division?
Let's see. Nope.
I think the O-line, we worried about that O-line a little bit. They lost 3 people along that O-line during the offseason. So that protection could be crazy. I think it takes them a while to figure it out, man. But, wow, I don't see anybody messing with them. I mean, we're waiting to see when Godwin comes back off of that injury. There's no timetable for him. Our guy missed a 2-yard touchdown extraordinaire. He's going to get nicked up. But Evans going to do his thing. They brought Russell Gage over to fill a slot. They got Julio over there. So if you can get Julio and Mike Evans on the field at the same time, they might be the most dangerous red zone team in the league. It's just theirs to lose.
Thomas, James, Aloysius, Jehoshaphat, Wynn, Bartholomew, Brady is back. One more time. Guess who's back? Back again. Brady's back. Don't tell nobody because they already know. Hey, man, until Tom Brady ceased to exist as a player in the NFL, I'm rocking with Tom Brady to win the division. I don't care if he's 52 on the bench. You remember how Burt Reynolds came in and the longest yard, the second jump, and scored it? Yeah. I don't care if he's Burt Reynolds in the longest yard, the remake. If Brady is on the squad, they going hard. That's all I'm saying. Tampa Bay, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Steve White. That's my dude, Mike, my guy, Big Mike's cousin, Steve White. They used to play for the Bucks, and he passed from cancer, I believe, earlier this week. I think it was like 45, between 45 and 48, something like that. But yeah, rest in peace to him. Yeah, the Bucks Nation. And never forget, I wrote that letter to John McCabe back in 1980 something, and he wrote me back. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but Bucks.
Yeah, man. Yeah, most of that defense is coming back. They did add Akeem Hicks, so that's probably the end of Sue over there. But Vita Vea, you got Shaq, Bird, Levante David. They still gonna be pretty nasty.
Problem
over there. So yeah, shout out to them, man. Big season on deck for Cameron Brate. I'm a Cameron Brate guy. This is his offense as far as the tight end position is concerned. Even though they did bring over Kyle Rudolph, Steady veteran there. So I like that 1-2 punch.
That's nice.
Brady gets some end zone love. Um, the Saints, I like the Saints. We mentioned when I was talking about players with the most to prove.
Hmm.
Jameis Winston they've gifted him with weapons. Like you already had, both your running backs there. You're good there. Your receivers. You look at your receivers. Michael Thomas is back. He'll be back on the field this year. People seem to forget they went and got Jarvis Landry.
Mm.
Steady receiver. And then you got the young guy who I really love. I think is going to set the league on fire, Chris Olave. I think those three are going to be fire. Also adding to the fact defensively, and they tough as they come in that building, especially in that dome. They say you can never go home, but somebody did.
Hmm.
Tyrann Mathieu. Tyrann Mathieu was back there in that secondary to give him a hand. So, hey, I think the Saints actually challenged for a playoff spot this year. All they went through last year and still won 9 games, I think they challenged for a playoff spot. So I like them finishing second in this division. Um, Falcons, 7 wins last year. Matt Ryan's gone. They bring over, um, you know, they bring your boy Mariota over to take over. I don't know what that does. Does that stunt the growth of Kyle Pitts or not? Even though they did have a nice connection in the preseason, looks like. I don't understand why he didn't go out and get another running back. Are they that focused on continuing to give the rock to Cordell Patterson? Like we had a couple of good weeks last year, but he's I don't know. I don't know what they're doing over there. I do like Drake London though. I do like Drake London as the rookie wide receiver. We'll see. And then the Panthers. Panthers only 5 wins last year. Oh, they're gonna do better than that this year. Say what you want to about Baker Mayfield. I still take Baker over Sam Darnold any day. DJ Moore, over there. Robbie Anderson. I guess he's got out of his feelings about having Baker come over. Um, Hopefully,
That
this
joke's
is the
still
year
funny.
that McCaffrey can give them, be on the field for them for just about every week at least. We can hope for that.
Right.
So I definitely have them winning more than 5 games. I'm actually rooting for Baker, man. I know people don't like. I'm actually rooting for Baker. So
That's good, Brian.
to
I
do
like
well,
that.
to do well.
You see, you see Prime uh inconspicuously wearing the Panther shirt, you
Nah,
know.
you already know what it
No.
is for real, man. Ain't got nothing to do with
Oh,
Carolina, bro.
I thought it was Baker Mayfield. My bad.
Nah, this ain't about Carolina. This is about Wakanda.
Mm.
Okay, I don't
The
get that
Wakanda Panthers.
twisted.
What division they in?
Yeah, they in the Marvel League, man.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so very, very, very interesting division right there. But yeah, it's the Bucks. You got me thinking. What if we turn on the game? You know how they have the build up of the game before they come on. What if when they start talking about Brady's return, they actually playing the music? Of Guess who's back? What's coming up?
They are. They're gonna be watching this joint. They be like, aha.
Show us new something.
Somebody will be like,
Show
hey,
us
guess
new
what?
something.
I got an idea.
So that's
Yeah.
gonna be good. So we're gonna, as far as all of this, man. Next week we're gonna be at it. I know for a fact we're doing at least 8 games to start the season. We'll see how things go because I've already got them mapped out. So it's gonna be pretty dope there. So I cannot wait for next week so we can do this thing for real. But what we
Yeah.
do have to do is a couple of things. One, it was asked here in the group. I don't know if it was Jay or if it was Keys, right? Super Bowl participants. Who do you have facing each other in the Super Bowl at the end of the season?
First of all, shout out to Keys uh, for the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego
Not the Abednego
mention.
joint.
Bruh, you didn't broke it out. He said Brady was in the fiery furnace with them. Wow. He's wilding. You know, I'm not gonna hold y'all. The Super Bowl is happening Thursday.
Mm.
So y'all can just go ahead and you know how they say, oh, this could be a pre-season or early season matchup of Super Bowl. This the Super Bowl right here. This the Super Bowl. Write it down. Make sure you, hey, I'll give y'all 5 seconds to hit screen record. Go hit your screen record. That, hit the button. 3, 2, 1. You had to count down. All right. Today is September 4th, 1981. That's when Beyonce was born. Forgive me. Happy birthday, Beyonce. Just in case they get divorced later on. September 4th, 2022. My prediction is we are watching the Super Bowl this Thursday. This is a preview of the Super Bowl 2023. Buffalo, Los Angeles, Bills, Rams. That's it.
Hey, interesting. Keys, I saw you had early and I can't find it. Drop your participants again. Anybody else want to drop theirs in the comments? Go ahead as well.
Keys got the Philadelphia Phillies and the Kook. No, I ain't gonna say that. Who knows what Keys has? We've heard enough from Keys for one day.
Yeah, Keys had the Broncos and the Rams. He said in Russ he trusts.
And Russ he trusts. I respect that, Keys. I ain't even mad at you, bro. 804, gang.
I ain't gonna even mess with that because it could have. Look, we don't even have them winning the division. But if somebody was to come back and tell me, those guys won 11 games this year, and they went, I'd be like, well, darn. But I wouldn't be overly surprised. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Or if they just slid into the playoffs and went on a run, you'd be like, okay, I can see that. I can see the Chicago Sky led by Candace Parker, aka the Broncos led by Russell Wilson. Same difference.
Oh, for sure. Jay said, in my heart it's Cowboys Bengals, but in my mind it's the Broncos versus the Bucks.
Wow. 2 of them. Oh, I'm sorry, Broncos Bucks. Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Wow, okay. Broncos again, though.
I like the Broncos love. I like the Broncos love. Nothing in the world wrong with that. It's tough for me.
Club.
It's tough for me because I feel like it's one of those years again. I feel like that the obvious is not gonna happen. Like it just feels like it should be the Bills and the Rams. Like it should be the Bills and the Rams. Of course, they both were already strong. They both have added the key pieces, but we've seen the football is so funny. Like you never know what's going to happen. Like last year, first of all, nobody had Cincinnati. People didn't have Cincinnati making the playoffs in a lot of joints, much less going through the way they did. Nobody pictured that we would have all those string of 3-point victories throughout the playoff. Like football is so unpredictable. Nobody thought that we would have. We thought it would be a good game, but that last 5 minutes of the Chiefs and Bills, like football is so unpredictable, man. So I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. So
okay, I see you touched your hat.
Yeah, I did was touch it. So I'm gonna go out on a limb on this one. I'm just gonna go out there. This year, Super Bowl, bad as I want to say it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Rams, it's gonna be the same thing we got a few years ago. It's gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yep. Because it's too easy for me to say those two. We get the Chiefs and the Rams. That's what it was supposed to. I mean, if we get the Bills and the Rams, a lot of people feel like that's what it's supposed to be. And I agree. That would be highly entertaining. I'm just so used to, just the craziness happen nowadays. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be the Chiefs and the Bucks again. That's just what I'm going to say.
I feel like I'm going to be doing more clearing of my schedule for the 4 o'clock games than anything else. Because anytime the AFC West is at the crib playing against each other, it's going to be late and it's going to be fire.
Yeah, Mahomes comes out, has a lot to prove. seeing if he can avenge his loss to the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So at least if Mahomes will end up being the GOAT, he can say he beat the GOAT.
Mm.
And that'd be the storyline for you. Overcoming, losing a player like Tyreek. Because I seen a lot of stuff on Twitter where there's legitimately people got the Chiefs finishing like third in this division.
That's not a terrible thing, though. That's, I mean, even if it
They,
was true.
but some people think they fighting for the playoff. Like I don't, and it can happen. But I'm gonna caution people, just like all over the SBP and all over everywhere. Everybody had them figured out in the middle of the season. I told you that they finally figured out. They finally figured out Patrick Mahomes. They got him, and then next thing you know, he right
That was 5 games in too. That was early.
I was sitting
I
there
was
like,
part of
I
it.
told you, they finally figured him out. So I don't know. All right, so we got that. Who's your offensive player of the year?
Mm. Oh, that's a tough one. I did not expect that question. How did we not mention Cooper Cup, though?
Well,
How did
he
we
won
not
it
mention
last
Cooper?
year.
Yeah, how did we not mention Cooper Cup? I just wanted to say his name. Say my name.
When we said the
Just
Rams,
because
it was overwhelming that they was gonna win that division. We thought,
we
well,
did.
definitely you thought so. Just like, and I
Yeah,
did
true.
mention that. I did mention Allen Robinson. I ain't say Cooper Cup.
No, yeah, right. Let me see. Just trying to go through my mental bro like that. All right. I would love to say Tua just for entertainment purposes. For entertainment purposes only. But
I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and wish Caesar a happy birthday and go with Justin.
good pick.
Ain't no busting Herbert. Gotta
Good
work
pick.
on that.
I'm going with Jonathan Taylor. I think last year it was obvious that Cup should probably have won it, but Jonathan Taylor had a phenomenal year, and we touched on the fact that he's got a former. Well, we didn't mention that, but a former MVP. People seem to forget. Granted, it was 8 years ago or so. Matt Ryan won MVP. So
Thanks.
yeah, so a little more experience there. They claim they're gonna open up the offense even more. I'm anxious to see what that looks like. So I'm just gonna ride with Mr. 1800 and go with Jonathan Taylor for the offensive player of the year.
Hey Prime, did I
I
ever
may have
tell
some
you
1800 later because I ain't got to work tomorrow.
a word? Did I tell you about I don't know if you saw. I did a TikTok. Sorry, y'all. I mentioned TikTok like Prime mentions the Cowboys. But anyway, did I tell you about the TikTok or did you see it where I asked the 5 football questions and asked people to duet them?
I did.
Okay. You would not believe how many Dallas fans said that Dakota Dak Prescott was their favorite player in the league right now. I was shocked. Because, Cowboy fans are one way or the other. They either love them or hate them, generally speaking. But it was like everybody that said Dallas was their favorite team said that Dak Prescott was their favorite player in the league. I just thought that was just odd. It just seemed
Yeah.
odd.
And shout out to my people, Cheryl. That's her guy, and that's her man, Cheryl Parker.
True.
Don't worry, Cheryl. We about look. I don't know if y'all ever seen The Wire when your boy Stringer Bell said, "Tell him we back up." That fan dude about to be back up. So I know that's what she waiting on. Yeah, that about to get popping. We back up. Yeah.
Actually, I was gonna do it. I didn't know how many people was gonna be. I was gonna put that joint up right now. I was gonna put it up. Get it started. I don't know.
Because we got some
Should I wait?
sandwiches in the group, man. They eat that joint up quick, so I need to get that.
Uh,
But whenever you do this, let me know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I promised this year to myself. Not that I had to, because I don't care what nobody think, but I'm not gonna harp as much on Dak Prescott this year because ultimately I need the guy to really do well. And man, it'll be just so lovely one day we can just get over that hump and he's that guy. But you know how it is. You say some things and people, they assume you don't like or you hating. Why are you a fan? I got daggone 23-year-old people running around talking about telling me I ain't a real fan. 23 years old, bruh. Do you understand? I saw my first Cowboy game live. You won't even thought of. You gonna question how I feel about my team. So you can't say anything about a team or a player, and then all of a sudden that mean that you're a hater and why you're a fan, right? So I just, so no, he's not my favorite player, and I'm not of the belief that maybe just me being an old head that a person has to be my favorite player in the league. Definitely has to play for my team. Now, one of my favorites does play for my team, and he just became my favorite recently, like real. There's a reason for that. But but respect. I like nothing more for as Cuzzo called the Dakota Rain to do big
Mhm.
things. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'll say this to end that off though. This is the perfect time right now for him to show what some people are going to tell you. What I told you that all along. No, if when and if Dak Prescott excels and does big things, it's not because of what you told us. It's because he's gotten better. Not that he ain't good now. He's the best quarterback in our division. I'll argue that all day. All right,
Right.
he's good. But if he gets over that hump and takes us to a Super Bowl or whatever, it's not gonna be because I told you so. Y'all won't listen. You talk. It's gonna be because he has gotten better at the things that he was efficient at, and that's real. But I'm
That's
praying
true.
for the brother. But this is the perfect year because if it's gonna go one or two ways. One or two ways. Dak Prescott, if he does well, it's because he's gotten better and overcome everything that's in front of him. Offensive line issues, the receiver situation where they refuse to go out and sign anybody else, and he's overcome all that. Man, yeah, he's done a great job, and he's gotten over that hump. He's gotten better. Mark my words. Mark my words. Don't give anybody else this criticism though. But the second that he's not doing well, you know what it's going to be? What you expect him to do? Y'all ain't go get him no receiver. The offensive line is jacked up. He's still my quarterback. This, that, and the third. That's just the way it rolls, man. This
True.
is what you're going to see across social media, right? But if you bring up other quarterbacks that have overcome some of these things, then they're gonna have something else to say. So I'm not gonna harp that much on Dak this year. You know what I'm saying? First, I
Mhm.
ain't got time for the arguments and the whole 9 yards. I know what it is. What I've been telling y'all the last 2 years, you've seen it, right? And you saw it last year. But I'm portrayed as a hater, whatever. I just ain't got the energy for it. But let's pray for Dak, and Dak take us somewhere, please, my brother. Anyway, um, defensive player of the year.
Jay said get off his week 15 excuses.
My bad, cuz I ain't mean to spoil it
And
for you.
plan ahead. Got to plan ahead for these things.
Look, Cuzzo got. He said he got week 15 excuses. He's got as many week 15 excuses as Caesar has uh, cowboy memes in his iCloud,
In his extra phone.
his extra phone.
Never met a man with an extra phone only for memes.
I like
Oh
that, big.
well. Oh, I see you, Keys. That's a good one right there, Miles Garrett. I, I mean, can I say Aaron Donald? Can I just say Aaron
Cuzzo.
Donald? I'm going with the obvious. I'm stick with that. Give me Aaron Donald. I'm taking Aaron Donald. Just leave it there. Aaron Donald. Boom.
Yeah, I'm on one of them. My mind's telling. Nah, I'm on the jump with Cuzzo. So my mind is really telling me. I'm gonna flip it. My mind is telling me I should go with a guy who who's always been on the All Prime team, T.J. Watt.
Okay.
22 and a half sacks. He gets busy. I've been singing this man's name, his praise since he's been in the league.
True.
TJ Watt is that dude, man. He is that dude. If there's anybody on that sort of defense that deserves the praise, it's that dude. Somebody tells you he'll get out there, tear it up, challenge 20 sacks or so again, and be the player of the year. But my heart, here we go, Jay. My heart tells me and wants me to go with Michael Parsons. And that's what I'm going to roll with. And the reason, not just because he's a Cowboy, and he's the guy I mentioned that one of my favorite players in the league, and it's been a short time because he just got in the league, right? But Michael Parsons won't challenge the sack numbers, right? He won't challenge the sack numbers, the 20 more than likely, me saying that if something crazy happened. But I think he can wreak enough havoc to get to that 12 to 14 sack range, right? I think he had 11 last year, whatever, something like that. But create enough havoc across the field with the tackles, the quarterback pressures, just be an instant highlight film like he was. The addition of Barr, Fowler, allowed them to do some different things with them as well. So if you think they moved them around last year, losing Randy Gregory, you think they moved him around from linebacker to that edge and back and forth. I think we're going to see even more of that this year. So I'm going to go with Michael Parsons as a defensive player of the year.
That's a good one. That's a good pick.
MVP.
MVP. MVP. My MVP is an obvious name. You know what? I'm gonna go AFC and NFC prime just for entertainment purposes, because it's our show and I can do it. AFC, I'm going with not Jonathan Taylor, but Josh Allen. I know, kind of obvious name, but I'm throwing it out there, Josh Allen. On the NFC side, I am going with the man who is going to go from a number one option and the ball going to them when it's in the air 80% of the time, as Prime mentioned earlier in the show, 80% of the time to his number one option, to a guy that's going to have to approach the game like Aloysius Bartholomew Brady. And that will be Aaron Rodgers.
Interesting, because if Aaron Rodgers gets it, then he'll tie Peyton Manning for 5, right? And Aaron Rodgers, matter of fact, you realize if Aaron Rodgers wins, it's going to be 3 in a row. Yeah, he's repeat for last year. He won it last year. And you said not Jonathan Taylor. It's been to like 2006 since a running back won it, and that was LT. And before then, the year before that was Sean Alexander.
Wow.
2005, 2006.
Wow.
They had a running back win it. Lamar's won it recently. Mahomes has won it. Brady's won it. We mentioned Matt Ryan. This is like in the last 8 years. Peyton in 13. No, I think Adrian Peterson won in 2012. Yeah, 2012, Adrian Peterson won it. Before then, you got to jump down to 2006. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Me, I fought with this one because I was gonna go with Mahomes again, and I say that because he's gonna prove a lot of people wrong. Because he's gonna have to throw it. He throw it anyway, right? He's gonna have to throw it a lot this year. There's just no way around it. He's gonna have to mask some of those defensive issues they have on their back. But believe it or not, I'm going with Tom Brady. I think if this thing gets close and they start looking at it, man, what a story. I mean, we got Brady here, we got something. Man retired and came back, putting up these numbers. Because I think that Reds, once they figure out the protection up front, and it might take them a few weeks. They figure out that protection. Man, Mike Evans ain't gonna let him down. When Godwin come back, it's not gonna let him down. You know what I'm saying? Brake gonna be back there in that end zone. I think Tom come out there. We had plenty of times this year with this man 3 and 4 touchdowns, quick as you can. You know what I'm saying? You can blink. When they figure out the protections, however long it may be, I think their offense is going to be fine. I think Tom will be be slinging it. So I'm gonna go with Tom Brady as the MVP of the league at the age of 45. And the last thing I got, man, since we out there, Cuzzo asked for it, but I was going to do it anyway. We need a bold prediction from you, sir. I got mine. I'm going to let you go first. Mine is it's not pretty much a team, but it's a player. But go ahead.
Bold prediction. Dang. What's bold? I'm going through teams trying to come up with something bold.
I'm just gonna say it, man. You expect both the Jags and the Texans to make the playoffs. Just gonna say it.
Respect, respect. I like how you did that. JT money. Yeah, Jacksonville Texans or Jaguars Texans. Now I'm gonna say that all four teams. That's right. Since we got 7 teams we got 7 teams in the playoffs now. Each division. I'm going all four teams. This is bold. All four teams from the AFC West
Woo!
make the playoffs. That's
Woo!
bold. You want bold? There you go.
Ain't letting nobody else in. Like you just kicking people
Nope.
out.
Everybody is the Buffalo, Cincinnati, the Colts, and the AFC West.
Dope. Keys, I don't think that's bold what he got because he said that Derrick Henry breaks the rushing record. The reason I say that because if he stays on the field, and they're gonna have to obviously run a lot, with the way people feel about Tannehill and you losing a weapon like Brown. They're gonna have to run a lot. So while that would be, and he's got more games too, but I don't know how bold that would actually be. But it's it could happen. It could happen. My
What you got, Brian? What you got, Brian?
my is when we see the final tally of the MVP votes. The final tally of the MVP votes at the end of the year, after Brady gets it, of course. So listen, there's gonna be one name in there that y'all gonna lose your mind. It's gonna finish in the top 5. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is gonna finish top 5 in MVP voting this year. And look, man, I was sitting here watching. Y'all wanted bold. I'm giving y'all bold. I'm sitting here watching the NFL 100, which I have really no respect for, but I had nothing else to do, and I'm
Right.
flipping through. And they got this man Kirk Cousins as number 99.
The disrespect.
That's disrespectful. I don't care what y'all think about Kirk Cousins, but he better than 99. We talking about a dude that went 33-7 last year, touchdowns and interceptions, had one of the best quarterback ratings. 35 last year, the year before last, he threw 35 touchdowns, 13. Year before that, he only threw 6 interceptions. This is a guy. I know y'all say he don't come up in these big spots and he make the plays, but Kirk is consistent. I think that if Thielen coming back healthy, I think Justin Jefferson, we can argue. I don't think there should be an argument that he's a top 3 receiver in the league. And I feel good today. So if any of y'all want to fight, let's meet around about 4 o'clock today. We can. I'd say we meet at Bird Park and we can throw hands real quick because I got tomorrow to recover because I'm off. But I don't think anybody disputes or should be able to dispute that Justin Jefferson is not a top 3 receiver in the league right now. All right. So Justin ain't gonna let him down. Thielen gonna come back strong. Um, Dalvin Cook, I think, is going to have a good year to be able to dump it off. And I already told y'all, I got Minnesota winning that division, right? Even if they don't, I mean, they're going to be right there.
You
But
did.
regardless, that's my pick. Kirk Cousins will finish top 5 in the MVP voting this year. You like that?
How you like that? Tell me how you like
What's
that.
more bold than that, player? No, I said somebody give my guy Prime some smelling salts. He dreaming on that. The cousin statement. Hey man, they asked for bold. Don, they asked for bold, player. I had to give it to them. Got
Give
to
me
give the
bold.
people get what they want, man.
Canada Dry Bowl.
Yeah, so you ain't know. Canada Dry Bowl, Bowl Rock Hard Cider, you know what I'm saying? All that. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Kirk won't even be on shouldn't even be on the list. He doesn't have a chance. Is a West version of Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man. Yeah, man. And then y'all coming nothing bolder than that. Burrow and Keys
Mm-hmm.
both though. Burrow and Herbert both throw over 5,000. Uh, Burrow, he got the weapons to do it. I just think they're gonna rely a lot on Mixon though, especially after that great year he had last year. I can see Herbert doing it more because he's got a nice string of receivers too. Especially, I think Palmer has a big year along with those guys at the receiver. Um, but I think his chances are better because you can almost bet that they running backs get nicked up, and he's gonna have to throw. So interesting. Um, but yeah, we've been on for about 2 hours. But hey, I was expecting long because it's our first joint. But it is what it is. Um, but yeah, so somebody asked. Of course, I answered yes. But Source mentioned already. Yes, we are
Let's
going
talk
to
about it.
have the pick'ems.
Let's
We
talk
got
about
all
it.
that going on. You know, I'm waiting on the FanDuel. FanDuel, we got that going on. Um, that's my thing. And it is what it is. Anybody watching, don't forget if you are in SBP ish, the Godfather League, we draft tonight. You'll be able to do that while you're enjoying the Florida State LSU game, as I will
Mhm.
be. And hopefully I'll be happy when it's over. I don't know if I will be, but it is what it is. And hey, um, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. And we kick this thing off Thursday. Oh, who wins Thursday night?
Thursday night. Oh, my spirit wants to go Buffalo, but it's the Rams at the crib after winning the Super Bowl, so I really can't go against them. So I got to go Rams. Uh, little lower scoring than one might expect to start out the season. I'll go 27-23.
That's close. I had 26-23. I was going with the Rams as well. Cam Akers is back. I think he gives them that little boost there to do what they need to do. So I'm gonna go with them 26-23 in the opener.
But if this game was like in week 6, I would say 40-37. Just throwing it out there.
Agreed. So we gave y'all that score. What's it about 50 points right in that area, which means there'll be
Yeah.
50 points score by halftime. But we were wrong.
Oh, I gotta get some shots off, Brian, before we go.
Go ahead.
All right. So anybody, well, anybody who's in the group, thanks. I know y'all already in the group. We are doing the pick'em contest. Yes. Uh, Tomorrow I will have the pick'em sheet ready, posted. Uh, I'm, I guess we're all good with $5 again. Anybody want to go 10? I'm just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Um, $5 sheets tomorrow, due by Friday. Get your sheets in. We'll do first and second place. I sent a post. I did a post earlier this week, and y'all voted first and second place. So, second place will be like $50, depending on how many people's in the contest. Maybe a little less, but max $50, and then first place will get whatever the rest of the prize money is. Got that. FanDuel will be up. Actually, I might wait till tomorrow. Same time, man. Same time, man. Same time. Post that tomorrow as well. FanDuel. So you have to pick them and the FanDuel on the same day. Gonna throw a Thursday night joint for the first game because it's the first game of the season. How can you not? First game of the season. Throw that out there and we'll see what happens with that. And Prime doesn't know anything about this right here, but I am going. I thought I have it ready yesterday. I'm doing a small raffle, nothing crazy. It's gonna be two. If you've seen the Source and Company shirts, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but two Source and Company shirts and two bottles of Belle Isle Moonshine. Two Source and Company shirts,
It's a Bel
two
Air rosé.
bottles of Belle Isle Moonshine, two Jones. Worth like $100, little over $100, something like that. I'm trying to decide if I want to do $5 or $10. I think I want to do $5 just because I think there'll be a couple of people that'll get a uh, you know, couple raffles, couple of chances to win. So I'm gonna do that, put it together, throw it out there, leave it out there for a week, maybe two, depending on how many people it is, and then do a drawing after that. So boom. That's it.
That's dope.
Oh, sorry. One last thing. Eminem versus Lil Wayne. Bootleg versus. If you don't know about bootleg versus, it's me on TikTok, battling songs between the two artists. People in the comments vote. Eminem versus Lil Wayne tomorrow. Not sure what time it's gonna be yet because it's holiday. You never know what's gonna happen, but we shall see. But it will be tomorrow.
Word up, word up. Jay asked about the meetup. I guess Jay, we'll play it by ear.
Ooh,
We haven't met up in a couple of years for obvious reasons. This might be the
yeah,
year. The one thing, if we do it, everybody listening, there's a couple of things to remember. One, if we do it, and we did pretty well last time, it was nice.
yeah,
If you coming, you ain't gonna let us hold but so many seats, right?
right,
That's just restaurant. And even so now, depending on where you have it, some places only let you, if you can hold them, they only let you like groups of no more than 12, whatever. So if we do it, we will have to be strategic about this thing, about who's coming. Now, shout out to our brother Sean Johnson, because when Source and we did it at Buffalo Wild Wings a couple of years ago. Nice turnout.
yeah,
Um, Sean Johnson actually beat us there, and I call myself being early. And Sean had already actually sat down and had secured a little bit of an area, so we had to play it smart. And we sat like a section, well, the same area, but a few tables back from where Sean was sitting. So we kind of act like we were somebody else coming in. So we kind of had extra tables. And I don't know how many of us. I had to go back and look at the picture. Did it end up?
I don't know. It was close to 20. It was like between 15 and 20.
Yeah, we had a couple of people that came and then left at a certain point. And a lot of people, some people came through and stayed through the whole time. It was a nice time to be had. So if we do it, we're going to have to be strategic about it. And for sure, if you guys are coming, understand they ain't let us hold nothing. So if it's
Right.
a day that you usually got something to do, or it's a day that the wife will make you go to church, get your excuse and order early. So I ain't trying to tell you that I don't go to church. Just do the 8 o'clock service. That's all I'm telling you. Do the 8 o'clock service. Because us being able to hold stuff is a little tricky.
Right.
It's a little tricky, and even trickier now through after COVID. So I would be thinking right now, as of right now, if we did it again, we would probably attempt to do it at the same place, which was the Buffalo Wild Wings on West Broad Street. But if we do it this year, we'll search around and figure it out and see what's the best spot and what we can get. But it's got to be somewhere that's has a nice amount of TVs to see everything, because everybody likes different teams, and then a lot of us play fantasy football as well. And
Right.
it's good to meet some people face to face. So
Word. Well, the wife just pulled up with a car full of groceries.
yeah, I feel you. I think I'm about to face the same dilemmas. Well, now I'm not. I got to actually run to the store. So,
Oh yeah.
but it is what it is. So, all right. But we appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Sunday. I guess it's probably 10:30 ish. As far as we know, this book is being 10:30 right now. Not only to recap Thursday night's game, but to give our picks for at least eight of the Sunday games. But till next week, we appreciate y'all. Y'all holler at Source on that bootleg versus tomorrow. I'll be looking forward as well. But we out.
Yeah. Yeah, this lady